speaking of people who deserves an award, Micah, let's get an update on the weather.
Yes. Okay, we are looking towards our temperatures right into those upper 40s, to near 50 degrees, 51 out in Hartford. And well, as we mentioned just a few moments ago, we are looking towards our temperatures to not go too much further than where we are right now, 52 over towards Allen County and Scottsville. A change of 1.3 to 1.6 milliseconds doesn't sound like a lot, and it's sure hard to detect, but it could matter in the future. Think about it this way. Think about a figure skater. When it brings its arms in, it spins faster. The Earth kind of works this way as well.
It feels great out here right now. It's mild, it's sunny, and maybe a little warm for November. But that changes this weekend as a blast of cold air moves in. And with that, people will be reaching for their thermostat, and maybe even arguing over it.
Think it's all about staying cool? Well, not quite. Let me give you 3 quick tips to save your ride this summer. First, this little guy, a tire pressure gauge. Check your PSI in the morning when tires are cool. Heat makes pressure rise, and an underinflated tire can blow on a hot road. Second, hop your hood. Low or dark coolant means that you should go get a checkup. And the same goes for your battery. Corrosion and heat don't mix well. Lastly, set a reminder on your phone for every few weeks, but don't overdo it, just stay alert.
A dog's tail may wag at the idea of going outside, but when the sun is beating down and the air feels really thick the way it has been recently, that walk around the block could carry serious risks. A dog can't put on shorts, can't grab a cold drink by itself, and it sure doesn't sweat the way us humans do.
Dogs mostly get rid of the heat by panting. They have a few sweat glands in their feet, but mostly by panting.
Panting pulls in cooler air and evaporates moisture from their tongue and lungs. But when temperatures climb and humidity rises, that process breaks down. That's when the risk of overheating becomes dangerous.
Mostly excessive panting. They can be drooling, they can be disoriented. If you can imagine a person that would be overheated, their bodies will start kind of swaying a little bit, so the dogs will do the same thing. They may have seizures, they may not be able to get up at all.
Heat stroke can happen fast, especially in dogs with short snouts, like bulldogs and pugs, or those carrying extra weight.
Some dogs have a very short nose. They're called brachiocephalic breeds. So they won't have much of an air passage, and their nostrils will be very small. Pugs, French bulldogs, other bulldog, boxers, those kind of dogs, they cannot get the air in very fast. And also they can have other physical blockages just by their extra skin in the back of the throat, where they just can't cool themselves very well.
And that quick errand run with your dog in the car? A hard no.
Pets can pass away by getting too hot in cars. So a pet's body temperature should be like around 102, give or take a degree or two. When they get their body temperature gets up to 107, then their organs start failing. So it's really easily. So you talk about a high normal for a dog is 103, just 4 degrees up to 107. So if they're getting over that 103 and they're panting, then you probably get a scene. In the car can heat up very fast, even with windows down.
So how hot is too hot? Well, experts say if you put your hand on the ground for 5 seconds and it's too uncomfortable for you, it's probably too uncomfortable for your pup. Instead, walk your dog early in the day or late into the evening, and always carry water.
Dogs are so bound on pleasing their humans and running one more time for the tennis ball or chasing the frisbee or taking a walk or playing with their dogs out there that they're not going to stop and say, I'm overheated. I didn't go in for a little bit. They're going to keep going until they just collapse.
Here's the bottom line. Dogs rely on us to make smart choices in the summer heat. Know their limits, know the warning signs, and never underestimate how fast the heat can turn dangerous. Reporting for News 40 Weather, I'm Micah Henson, because local matters. Looking at calm conditions, not a lot of change in our temperature right now, but that is going to change pretty quickly. And along with that, we're going to be seeing showers, thunderstorms, and you see that flag in the distance on the downtown camera. Well, that's going to become a little bit more active as we go throughout these next 24 hours. I'm weather anchor Micah Henson, bringing you your full forecast on this Saturday evening. And as we mentioned, we are looking towards a lot of change in front of us as we go throughout these next 24 to 48 hours from now. And even before we get to the 24-hour mark, we're going to be looking at those showers and thunderstorms It's what comes after that is the big weather story. Downtown Bowling Green looking towards those calm conditions all across the area right now. We're right around 63 degrees, which is going to be right around where we're supposed to be when it comes to that low temperature for tonight. 65 as we look towards Scottsville Road. Not a whole lot going on down there as we look towards I-65 and Scottsville Road. Today's highs were into those upper 60s to lower 70s, and we didn't see any areas that from what I know, reached that record temperature, but they got close, with the record temperature being right around 72 to 73 degrees for this regular 27th of December. Now we are looking towards a lot of change. As we mentioned, along with that is the biggest thing here is that drop in temperature. 76 for tomorrow, a record high, and then we make our way down to 33 degrees, and that's the high. That's not the low, that's the high. 33 degrees for Monday and Tuesday. We bring in the new year right around 43 degrees when it comes to the high. As for those lows, they will be into the 20s to near 30 degrees because we will be returning back to right around 52 degrees by this time next week when we are well into our way into 2026. And well, if you're thinking to yourself tomorrow, you know, I'm starting to feel really good about this weather. This is feeling really nice. Well, I've got something to break it to you. Spring arrives in 83 days, but the average high right around 62 around that time. In order to reach a normal high of what we're going to be seeing tomorrow, you're going to have to wait until late April to early May. So sorry to be the bearer of bad news. And here's what we're looking at for tomorrow. Severe threat for our Sunday. Yes, it is far over towards our north and west, but it's been highlighted that those damaging winds could make their way into our region. And mainly that's what we're looking at when it comes to this possibility for severe storms for tomorrow evening, maybe even getting closer into those overnight hours. Not a whole lot going on. We do see those showers over towards our north, over towards Owensboro, Evansville, and Louisville, but nothing back here in South Central Kentucky. As I mentioned, that is going to become a little bit more active once we get to around the 18 to 24 hour mark from now. And we see that with our next 4 days here. This is the cold front that's going to be the weather changer and the weather maker. It's going to make its way over towards the east. It's going to bring showers, thunderstorms, and wind across the region. But once we get past that, we're looking dry, we're looking cool, and we're looking calm as well as we look towards those cloudy skies moving back in as we start 2026. And we continue our way throughout this cold front over towards the north, which might knock our temperatures later into the long range. And here's what we're looking at when it comes to the wind gusts, maybe up to 40 miles an hour. This is the wind gust, not just sustained wind. These are wind gust possibilities around 24 hours from now, up to 41, even maybe up to 45 miles an hour. And then with this wind chill forecast, you are going to see how big of a jump down we're going to see in our temperature. 70 degrees right around 3:30, and we make our way down into those 30s, even into the 20s in some parts of the region as we get into tomorrow. As we make that switch from Monday going into Tuesday, we're looking towards temperatures to be right around 20 degrees. It's going to be a cold jump down. 76 degrees, record high for our Sunday. We drop down to 33 degrees once we get into Monday and Tuesday. And then as we get into 2026, we're right around 43 degrees on both New Year's Eve and New Year's Day before we go down 2 degrees, down to 41 degrees for Friday. And then we make our jump up with cloudy skies right around 52 degrees this time next week.